Alright, well, it's 7 p.m., so let's go. Alright, hello! Don't know if anyone's actually in here yet. I'm just getting some cured resin out from the inside of this cup. And I know it looks like I'm taking it off the outside, but that's because it's inside out at the moment. So once I... Yeah, just like one piece here that I want to get. It's probably going to be a fairly waffly evening. I'm probably just going to be puttering around quite a bit while I make dice, because I haven't quite decided what I'm making yet. I do... Here, let me toss all this tape out. I do know that I want to work on the bee dice that I started on Wednesday. And part of that is because I didn't really like how any of those turned out. I feel like this one's okay. It has a flower there and kind of some honey color. This one I'm pretty okay with, but the other ones I'm just kind of eh. They didn't really turn out. I don't know if I like this yellow. I didn't even finish this one. Hello! Welcome, Jen. Yeah, I didn't even finish this one because I just wasn't super happy with how it looked. I have kind of a different idea for how I'm going to do that, maybe. And this one just looks kind of like the flowers ended up kind of blending in too much with the yellow. See if I can get it to focus. I never can, but... Oh, I hear a kitty cat. Yeah, they ended up just kind of blending in. They just didn't... They just kind of look messy, so, eh. I still want to use some of the little, like, honeycomb kind of pieces. But I think I'm going to do kind of a more free-form sort of look. That's the idea, anyways. But anyways, how are you, Jen? Anything new going on with you? Stretch! You just got here. Ah! Oh no, just a second. I caught my fingernail on my, my sweater. I'll stretch in a moment. I was gonna say we've just started, but I have actually been sitting here for a bit because I was sanding things. And then I was eating dinner in here so that the cats couldn't get to me. But yes, there's like channel points now because I did reach affiliate and it just kind of comes with that. I don't know if she's left or not. Oh no. How are you feeling? Not feeling well as well, or? Sorry to hear that. Oh, let me do one thing really quick. I just realized I never changed the color of my chat box, or the chat on the screen. So it is in weird colors at the moment. Just a second here. I got to do that on the Streamlabs. Yeah. Now we can actually see on the screen. But yeah, it's not good. Hey, hopefully it just doesn't hit you too hard. Some people it gets harder than others, so hopefully you're part of that group that it just doesn't affect too much. I'm glad you're vibing and taking care though. That just a second. Sorry, I'm just testing something. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure that the that was going to show up on screen properly. Okay, back to our previously scheduled broadcast. Alright. Alright. Oh, you were hiking. That's fun. Good to get out and get some fresh air. I probably should go outside more than I do, since I'm, like, kind of working from home. Oh, that's understandable. I was kind of wondering. I was like, I thought Jen lives here. Where is she? I hope she's alright. I was like, they probably have something else going on. Yes, so what did I do on Wednesday? I worked on these bee dice. This one isn't a bee. This is a test. It was proof of concept with a wasp in it. You simply sometimes chill directly on the rooftop. Fair. Anyways, this one, let's see if I can get it to focus. The problem is that the camera's right next to... You've been getting wasps in your house? Ew. That's not what you want. Anyways, this was just kind of as a test. The wasp in it. The final one's gonna have a bee in it. I have a single bee that I found dead on a sidewalk and I picked up and saved. It's gonna be going in the D20. I'm going to be doing another test with a wasp today, because I feel like this is kind of boring maybe with just the clear. And I want to get a good design sort of figured out before I do it with the bee, since I only have one. So I am going to do that. I think I'm overthinking the bee dice. Bee with drippy honey glitter. That's kind of what I was thinking. I was kind of trying to do a little bit of the kind of watercolory effect with the bee in it, and I was thinking maybe of doing more of kind of a shimmery yellow, because the idea is for each die to be different, so I want some different kind of colors in each of them. As a purveyor of dice with a water-like level, I'm going to be doing a set that is going to have kind of a water layer to it, but I have to make some pieces to go in that first. I always get like more anxious about a set of dice when it's more complicated. If it's like on the I have like kind of 3 different levels of dice commissions, and there's simple, standard, and complex, and whenever it's complex, it just kind of makes me a little bit anxious, because I'm like, am I going to be able to make something that's good enough for this? So, I think I'm overthinking the bee dice a little bit. I need to just chill out. I do want to make a set of those. Oh, you got the dice! Oh yes, I saw your review, which, thanks for leaving positive reviews, that's very nice. Yeah, I feel like it's so hard to take good pictures of that set of dice, but I feel like they did turn out really pretty. But I'm glad you liked them. What do I want? I'm gonna do that. Failure is the greatest teacher. Yeah, no, that's part of the reason. Also, hi, Tall Paul TV. That's part of the reason I enjoy making dice, is because sometimes I do absolutely fail on the design, but usually that'll tell me something to do different next time. Which, like, I was working on a set for Jen Verdishers in the chat. And the idea was to have kind of a couple layers of color and then a clear on top, and it ended up being kind of like the colors just kind of all mixed together, which wasn't what we were going for at all, but it ended up looking like kind of these beautiful watercolors just through the die, which Wasn't what we were going for, but I'm like, this is great information for another, if I ever do another set of dice. It's perfect. Oh, my dice have a nice weight and texture. The resin feels nice. I feel like the new polishing that I've been doing really makes them feel really nice on the outside. They just feel really kind of smooth. So that's been nice. But yeah, sometimes I just don't like how they turn out. Here, I should go show you guys a set that I made that went directly into my, well, they're usable, but I don't like them box. And the reason is, you know that like island of trash that's floating in the middle of the ocean? They remind me of that, because half of them are just all sorts of different, let's see if it'll focus. Never likes to focus. Grab a lid here. Half of it is just like random pieces of resin, and half of it is like blue. Yeah, I'm like, nope. They just remind me too much of that island of garbage floating in the middle of the ocean. Those are going in my box of, these are usable, but not exactly what I was going for. So these are probably the ones that will end up as, yeah, I was gonna say these are probably gonna end up being the ones that are sold as just raw random sets. Because I have things in here too where they did turn out really pretty, I feel like I do really like how these ones turned out. I just didn't get a full set. The D10s didn't turn out at all. Hi, Scryer! I'm looking at my box of dice that's ones that are just kind of random ones that are probably going to end up being sold as raw dice in like mismatched sets. There's some, I also have like some old commission sets in here that are like, they're specific enough designs, so like Teacup Beta's design where they had like gold foil and butterflies and black and blue. Like I feel like that's oddly specific enough that I'll probably sell that as like mix it up into different sets instead of selling that as a set. But anyways, that's my, oh no, the geode attempts. Okay, I'll show you. Let's see if I can find the best couple of geode attempts. I know how I would do. Hey, maybe we should retry that tonight. Should we retry the geode? I have an idea of how to fix what I did wrong last time. So they just ended up having I can never get it to focus. They ended up very, very dark. Oh, the reason Scryer has a sword is because she's set up as a mod. Yep. Mod. I have a couple people set up as mods. You'll notice that you have a diamond next to your name, Jen, and also Bosun. Yeah, they ended up kind of pretty, but they're just so dark. And, like, some of them just didn't turn out all that pretty. Like, I'll show you the orange one. The orange one's kind of meh. It'll focus and not have glare. Yeah, but I think not all of them turned out to, if I'm remembering correctly. I think a couple of them ended up with big gaps. We're currently going through a tour of my, yeah. Here was the D6 of this set, ended up with a giant gap in the corner too. And so did the D8. Here, I'll show you. So they ended up not being a full set anyways, just because I probably didn't put enough resin in there and it compressed and didn't have enough to fill it in. But they ended up with big gaps in them too. So those are in my dead dice container. Yeah, there's a few that turned out, but those will go in here too. Yeah, there's a few that I just don't like. Oh, I guess this one's usable. I just don't like it. I can go in here. Yeah. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, so I think that if I was going to do those again, I would do more clear and then a very small amount of white or a light gray and then the black. And I think that would probably look more like a geode anyways. Things look one color then flash another. Yeah, the kind of iridescent sort of look. I do like that. I do that. Yeah, like I said, I pulled out the ones that I think turned out looking the best. Like, I think these ones kind of turned out looking the best with the... You have kind of the red and the yellow and the green. Black opal dice. I can see that. I was trying to do that with, like, kind of this. That was kind of what I was... Let me find the full set of those. Are those in my... Here, I'll grab a D20 from over here. They were in the tumbler, so they're a little gunky at the moment. But I was kind of trying to do... Gosh, it's so hard to get things to focus without glare. But these should be... I plan to have these in the shop next dice release. I was going to have them this one, and then I just didn't have things polished in time. Take a rainbow, make it darkness. Alright, just a second here. Put that away. Yeah, so, yeah, there's a couple of different things we could try. Your gay goth soul. Yeah. I feel like I could very easily go goth, but I know nothing about the music scene. I had this, like, this was just kind of a dump mold. I have a D4 that I use as a dump mold. And it had, like, clear with some gold foil in it, and then some other shimmery colors. Glam rock vampire. There's my vibe. They never want to focus. Come on, focus. Come on. There we go. The colors are all funky now. But I like the clear with the like little bit of shimmer and the gold foil, so I was thinking of trying to do that. Or we could try and do... I could try and do... Dude, don't talk to me about ABBA. I know far too much ABBA. I do unironically love disco music, I must say. Like, I do just unironically love disco. Like, yeah. Okay. Gimme a man after midnight. Yeah, I'd probably sing more on stream if I wasn't afraid of getting, like, copyright struck. That was, I did do... What day was that? That was last Saturday? Was that last Saturday that I did, Twitch Sings Before It Died? Because it died on the 1st. I think I do actually like this one. I think I do actually like this one with the kind of honey color. And then the flower. I think this one I do actually like. I think I'll keep this one. I'm going to be sending photos of these to the person that ordered them. And make sure that everything's how they want it to. But, yeah. And then we're going to do some with that. Bonk. Is that a reference to something? I feel like that's a reference to something. I just can't remember what it is. But yeah. So I do want to make another set of like fate dice just because I want to have a few for my shop, and these are the ones with the pluses and the minuses. I don't think that a ton of people use this gaming system. I don't know, but I figure it's good to just have a few in the shop. Blocked. But I think I'm gonna do a darker color for that. And then I'm going to work on. So I have that die. Let me grab a D20. Up probably. You saw a good amount of fate? Oh, okay, cool. I just started making the fate dice, so I haven't sold any yet. I've only set up a spot for commissions for them so far. I haven't actually made any listings for just plain old fate dice. But that's good to know that someone's doing something similar. Fate dice are dice that have pluses and minuses on them. There's 2 faces with pluses, 2 faces with minuses, and then 2 blank faces. And they're used for a different gaming system, tabletop gaming system. Switch to the right screen. A different tabletop gaming system. They're called fate dice or fudge dice. And I haven't actually played a game with them, but I had a friend that asked about getting some commissioned at one point, and so I went and got masters made. Nerf sword, wrapping paper tube, connected washable markers. Wrapping paper tube. Oh, you sell dice that you buy. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Nerf crossbow. Oh man, so crossbows. My brother has a little mini hand crossbow. I think my dad got it at like a yard sale or something. And we went out in the backyard the other day. It was still, fairly warm out. It was cool out, but it wasn't super hot. Or super cold. And yeah, see, I'm on team wrapping paper tube. I'm with Fabby G over here. But we went outside and he had like throwing knives and the hand crossbow, and we were going to try and shoot a pumpkin, and we discovered fairly quickly that neither of us could aim very well, and the grass in my backyard is very high, and so I'm very worried that at some point I'm probably going to run over a throwing knife with a lawnmower, which is not great. Yes, gives a good whack sound. Exactly. Some good bonk. D20. I have that one, which I do actually. I'm pretty okay with that one. This one I'm going to try with some color just to test it. What else do I'm just going to grab the rest of the molds just so that I can keep track of what all I need to do. D12. Oh wait, no, I already. Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. So I'm not gonna make all of these today because I do have some stuff coming in for this too that I'm still waiting to arrive. But now I know what all I will need to make eventually. Bongo cat? Are you secretly Bongo cat? That would explain a lot. Alright, so I want to do a set of fate dice. I want to do a couple of the Bumblebee ones just because I want to get some designs made. I do actually kind of like this D12 that's just was all the like leftovers. It ended up kind of cool with the dirty pour. It never likes to focus when I bring things up close. Wait, it almost found it. There we go. I do actually kind of like this one. But I don't know if I'll include that because, again, I'm overthinking things and I want all of them to have some sort of object in them, I think. or something that's just bee related in them. So. No. Okay, last set. So I'm gonna make a set of fate dice, work on the bee dice, and then I'm probably gonna do one more set of dice because it's Saturday. It's my experimenting day, so I'm gonna do something fun. But should I do? Should I try and redo the geode dice? Should I try and redo the geode dice? Should I what was the other ones? Oh, do a set that's like mainly clear with some gold foil and then some like shimmery ones on the inside, like shimmery sort of colors? Or should I do something else? Oh, there was another set. What was it? Oh, I made a set. I'm gonna show you guys a set that I made recently. They're not sanded yet, but I feel like they turned out really pretty, so I'm gonna show them to you. And they're just kind of sunrise themed. They're prettier in person, to be honest, but there's a clear blue and then it goes into like the shimmery colors. I feel like these turned out pretty. See, I'll bring it down here. It's a little small, but I'm happy with those. I feel like they turned out really pretty. And they're all just, they've all got that good ombre to them. I've been liking the shimmery ones. I feel like I don't do a ton of glitter, but I do like shimmer. I do like a good mica shimmer. Yeah, I have a few in here that, I'll give you a sneak peek. I have a few in here that turned out good, I think. This is another set of kind of everything but the kitchen sink dice, but I did them slightly differently, and I actually like this design. Have some silver and some gold foil, and then it's just kind of dark down by the one. Yeah, sorry, that's my 2 sand box. Oh, but last set of dice. Few options. Actually, here, I'm gonna give a few options and sound off in the chat with which one you think you'd be most interested in seeing. Trying geode dice again. Trying the clear with the shimmery. Doing like another set of terrarium dice where they have like dirt and then plants and stuff. I did a set of those my first release. And I feel like they turned out pretty. Or doing something that includes the little gears that Jen bought me. Let's see if I can get those to show up. Do something with little gears in it. Yeah, the terrarium one I've done before, so. Oh, I could do Percy dice with the gears. It'll continue my theme of only making dice based on Taliesin characters, because that's apparently what I do. Yeah, I do like steampunk. Well, we could do something with the gears. What do I want to do with the gears? It does. Forfeited soul. Ooh. Maybe like. Okay. I have kind of an idea forming. For Percy dice. But again, it does seem to follow my theme of only making dice based on characters created by Taliesin. I've already made Molly dice and Caduceus dice, and I haven't made any other Critical Role dice. No, I have some ideas for Percy, and I'm just debating, because I think it'd be cool to do some like black smoke in it, or like a nice royal blue. I'm just debating. Yeah, if you want to list out, I could make knot dice. That's true. I could absolutely make Critical Role dice. There's so many different things that I could do for all of them. Oh, but make them based off of my cat knot. Well, how am I supposed to properly encapsulate the sensation of being terrorized by a cat in dice? Add cat hair? I mean, that's just a given. That's just a given. But I am liking the idea of Percy dice. That'd be good. I'm thinking either Percy dice, yeah, black smoke, royal blue. Put a whole gun in the dice to it. Yeah, my thoughts there were the black smoke, the royal blue, and the gears. I'm just debating what all I want to do. What are the white stone colors? That's an option. I'm gonna keep thinking on that. Keep thinking on that. Because I do have a good, where's my royal blue? I have a good royal blue. Oh, you can't see that, it's hidden. I have a good royal blue. It looks very dark on camera, but it's a good royal blue. And I have I have black. So I'm gonna set those there, because that's an idea. And I feel like but now I want to put some sort of shimmer in it too. Caleb dice would also be cool. I mean, I've made fire dice. Oh, here, these ones need a lot of cleanup, and they didn't all turn out. But I did make some more. Let me find one that's a little bit better. Yeah, these ones, the lid didn't sit quite right. But I did make some more. I've been calling these Devil's Pact. They make me think of like Warlock Pact. But if they'll show, let me see if I can get these to show. They look very dark, and they are very dark, but they are ground chili pepper and gold foil. So they're like a really deep orange red, and then they have that gold foil in them. I've done fire dice, but like I could do like orange and purple. They remind you of your bastard warlock. Yeah, these ones are. Maybe I'll make a full set of those at some point. These D6s turned out kind of mithril or not mithril. Oh, what are those crystals called? Oh, what is that called? I mean, whitestone is from whitestone, and then it's been refined. What is that called? My brain is supplying me with uranium, and that is not correct. The stuff that can be used as spell components. Residuum, yes. Residuum is from whitestone. Okay. Yeah, I was actually thinking of that earlier. I was like, do I have anything that could stand in as like clear green glass? I have a bottom drawer here. I might. Oh no, that's all blue. Wait. No, those are tiles. And also, I don't know how much. I don't know how much glass weighs compared. Probably more than the resin. But I do have a whole bin here of random things to put in. That I can put in resin. I have approximate knowledge of many things. I could put some green shimmer in. Yeah, that was the other thing I was debating. Maybe like kind of like a light green shimmer. Maybe kind of like I always imagine it as kind of like a yellow green. The colors, there we go. You can kind of see the green there. Like a little bit of that, maybe. Let's throw that there for now. Maybe. I don't know if that would match. I could add a little bit of that to the black, maybe. What if I added a little bit of the green shimmer to the black so it swirled? That might be kind of cool. Okay, I think we're gonna make Percy dice because that's what I have going. I could do other things. I do still want to do a set of like clear dice with shimmer in it. I do want to retry the geode dice at some point, but it sounds like we have a plan for this, so let's just go for it. I think I want it to have the high numbers down because I expect the gears to sink and I want them to be at the higher numbers. So let's see, there's a D6, D4, 2D10, D8, D20, and D12. Let me set this somewhere that it's not going to block the chat. So let's make some, we'll make some Percy dice and continue my theme of Taliesin character dice. I envy that man's style anyway, so it's fine. Okay. Okay, I can set them here. That's more out of my way. And it doesn't block the chat. Excellent. Oh yeah, neither Jen nor Bosun were here on. I mean, I don't know if he'd agree with you or not on that, but I do envy his style. It sounds like he's a great person to work with too. I think that's what I was getting from the person I was doing voice acting stuff with, but this I'm gonna do some sort of darker color. I think maybe I'll use the royal blue for this as well and give it a shimmer as well. What sort of shimmer should we do? Here's the royal blue. What are we doing? Ooh, maybe I'll do like a swirl of like electric pink and like a navy blue. Yeah, no, he's definitely like someone that I'd like to be like, because he has that sort of what was that quote from him where it's just like, make people deal with you but make sure that it was a good experience or something like that. Yeah, I'm thinking let's do that and then like the royal blue together maybe. I think that'd be pretty. Or that other blue. Yeah, let's do blue and that bright pink. And I think I'm gonna go with the opaque one because I think that'd be fun. Ooh, I like that blue better actually for that. So let me grab those. Percy is, yeah. Electric, yeah, this one I want, and this one. Okay, so we're gonna do that in these two. And it's kind of funny how different this looks. That is the pigment that's in that, and that's why I do testers. Some of these powdered colors, they just look so much darker once they're in resin. Okay. Oh, and I needed to grab the green too. Oh yeah, that was something I was going to say, is that there is a certain amount of all of his characters being a little bit of a bitch, like, but in a way that's enjoyable. Yes, he's a bastard from start to finish with the flavor profile changes, yes. Like, yeah. Cool, I think now I have, okay, I won't do anything cool while you're gone. I wasn't doing anything cool to start with. I do want to figure out, I was thinking of doing, So I grabbed another wasp, because I'm going to do another test there. I was thinking of doing it with kind of a bright yellow. Let me grab, I'm very cool. Oh, well, thank you. Let me grab the bee. I want to look at the bee. It has slightly different color than the wasp. It's not as bright, so I want to look at that in comparison. Yeah, because the wasp is has a lot more like bright yellow to it, where the bee is a little bit more of a honey yellow to it, which I guess is fitting. But maybe I don't want to do the bright yellow. Maybe I want to do more of. I'm grabbing my paint chips again. We're looking through paint chips. You came here for resin, but we're looking at paint dry. I'll pull that back out to put the bee away in a second. So that's that color. I'll pull out a whole bunch of yellows and golds. I'm just gonna take a look at these. Got a lot of yellows and golds. I am glad that you guys apparently find either me or what I am doing amusing enough to come back week after week. Oh, let's see. You've bees at your place of work. Maybe you can ask the beekeeper for bee corpses. Oh, that'd be super cool. Yeah, I only have the one bee. Let me see if I can set it here so you guys can see it. I don't wanna break it. It's so tiny and fragile. Come on, find it. Find it. There we go. I just have the one bee. But yeah, and I found it like I said dead on a sidewalk. That's how I find my ethically sourced dead bugs are ones that I have found dead on the sidewalk or that my cat has brought me, which maybe no one needs to know. That's yellow technically, but that's more green. I don't want that one. Bring out copper. This one might work. Set the oranges over here. Okay. That's more green. I think I've got pretty much my colors. The ones that I might, this one actually would be good. Ooh, this one might be good. Dubious bugs. This one is an interference gold, which means that it's white and then like it has a gold shimmer to it. Let's see if I can get it. It's hard to show the shimmer, I feel like, on stream, but if you have that glare, but yeah, it's white with like a gold shimmer to it. That one might be nice. Maybe I might end up going with the sparkle. I'm assuming this is the sparkle gold. Oh no, that's the Bramble gold sparkle. This is sparkle gold? That's the Pearl X sparkle gold. One of those might be good, because I think this yellow would look really good with the wasp, because the wasp is much brighter colored than the bee. I think the bee maybe, though, would look... Let me put the bee on a white background. I'm trying to be delicate with it. Instead of a yellow background. Alright. Putting that on a white background. Yeah, because the wasp is... Come on. There we go. The wasp is has a much brighter yellow to it. I kind of like that one maybe. This is it's kind of a cooler gold color. Like some of these are a little bit warmer. They're a little bit more red. But that's kind of a cooler gold. I think that this might be nice. I think that the white with the gold might be nice because I feel like it wouldn't be as noticeable to a certain extent because it would be white, and then if you move it, you'd see the shimmer a little bit. Again, my only concern is that just having the single thing in the die is kind of underwhelming a little bit. I feel like it's a little bit boring, but like it's cool, but I don't want to put so much in that you don't see the bee, but I don't want it to be just the bee and feel out of place with the rest of them that are going to have, you know, maybe more color. So maybe one of those. I think one of those maybe. Those are kind of like kind of a muted, cooler gold color. I don't think that one. I think one of those two. And they're also, like, this one's a little bit of a smooth, it's not as glittery. It still has a shine to it, but it's not as glittery as like these ones. And I think the little bit of glitter might be nice. And that one's a little bit warmer. Those are all options. Could go a little bit more bronze. The bronze isn't bad, actually. Let me see how these all look. I'm boxing in the bee so I can see them all next to it. Bronze is a little too dark. Yeah, I'm really down to those two, I think let's go for the white with the gold shimmer. I think that it will be neutral enough not to overpower it, but still add a little bit. I need my stool so that I can grab that down. Oh, don't fall. Here it is. Okay, so we're gonna try that. And obviously it's probably not gonna match the wasp as much, but I think that it will match the bee fairly well. And it's a proof of concept to make sure that I can still see the wasp. Let me put the bee away before I smash it or something. I say dance woman. All right. Put that away. So we have a plan for that D20. We have a plan for that D20. It's going to be, I'm going to do a test with the wasp and the interference gold. A couple of these, I have some things coming in to put in them, so I'm gonna hold off on doing a couple of them. This D10 has a flower in it, and I was thinking of doing a second one with flowers in it, and so maybe I might do the other D10. That was my original plan. It ended up not having, you don't get the detail of the flower there. So my plan is to do kind of like some sort of yellow, like a semi-translucent yellow all the way through with flowers in it. Which one do I want to do? Ooh, I'm gonna do this with this. That'd be nice. I'll get to that in a second. What color do I want to do? I feel like one of these would be the nicest. I like this yellow because, again, I like the kind of warmer ones. They feel a little bit more bee-like because they have kind of like the honey color. Like this honey color that I made was really more of an orange, like a kind of muted orange color. So I like where it's like slightly more orange, which this one is. But this one's slightly more opaque than this one, and neither of them are opaque. I can see through them there, but see if I can get it. See, so you can see it's definitely harder to see through this one. I could mix them together actually. Why don't I just mix them together? That'll warm this up a little bit and it'll make it so this is a little bit more translucent. We'll just do that. That's fine. And then flowers. What kind of flowers do I want? I was thinking I was debating doing the same kind of flowers that I did in the last ones, which is just these, which I dried myself. Oh sure, now it's focusing on things. But I have that whole box, or I have these small flowers, or I have these kind of purplish ones. But something a little bit brighter might be nice. So I grabbed the red roses again, and then there's also these purple flowers. Gomphrena, I think. It's a strange cursive that's hard to read. I think it says Gomphrena, purple Gomphrena. Alright, well, let's open that and see how big these are. Ooh, the purple and the yellow is not a good idea. I just thought about it, and purple and yellow makes brown. So let's not do purple. The red should work though. And I could do, it's gonna be a D10. Ooh, wait, I have an idea. So something that I just had an idea for something that might be kind of cool. I was like, it might be nice to have something in here besides just a flower and yellow resin. And something that I have done before is I have like dusted just the bottom of the mold with like a metallic color. I don't think I have an example here, but and then that part was like shimmery and stuff, but then you could see through the other half. That might be an idea for the geode dice too, but not tonight. Yeah, there's all sorts of different options here. I'll have to grab the yellow. But yes, I have roses. I think maybe I'll do one of the smaller ones and then also throw in a couple of rose petals, because I think that'll add a little bit more dimension almost to it. And I think I'm not going to do anything. Ooh, wait, there's carnations. Or yeah, there's carnations too. Those might be good. The rose petals. I think red would be nice. It'll be in the same kind of color family where it's all those warm colors, the yellows and the oranges and the reds. But it'll add a little bit of color to it. So I'm gonna pull those out. I have orange flowers too. I'll pull those out and we can look. I'm using this as an excuse to just look at all the flowers I have apparently. I was thinking these were too big, but I see one that's a little bit smaller, so I'm gonna open this and see if it is actually a little bit smaller. Oh, come on. Oh, I think it's because it's missing all of its petals. That's why it's smaller, it's because it's missing petals. Oh, maybe not. I don't think this is quite what I want, though. I think these are a little bit big. They kind of match these yellow ones, but they're orange. I'll move that a little bit closer. It kind of matches this yellow one, but it's orange. And I think I want something that has a different shape to it, to give it a little bit more, make it feel a little bit more different from the other D10. So, well, not that one. We'll use those in something later. And then the real question is, do I want to do roses or carnations? I think roses, because I think it's going to be more easily recognizable in this shape as a flower. So let's do roses. I think I'm just gonna go with my plan here of doing maybe one of the smaller roses and then a couple of rose petals. I could do a more open one, I suppose. These are almost a little bit more purple than these. Ooh, actually, that one might be nice. I think I see one that's a good size. You headed out? All right, have a good night, Bosun. Thanks for stopping by. Should I start streaming earlier? Would that be easier for people? Well, I don't know if you've gone already. I was gonna let people know though. I am gonna be doing a longer stream and giveaway. That's the plan, anyways. Next Saturday. I'll talk about it again on Wednesday, but next Saturday, just to celebrate reaching affiliate. And so I will be putting information about that on social media so that people will know when and where to come, but I'm planning to start a little bit earlier. That's the idea anyways. And maybe do a slightly longer stream. Gives people more time to show up and join the giveaway and stuff. Long fancy stream, yeah, exactly. I gotta figure out like what I'm doing. How did your 24-hour stream go, Scryer? I like popped back in for a second, but I was kind of running around that day. And I think I'm probably only gonna go like, I still need to figure out all the details for myself. But I think I'm only gonna go like, maybe like 5 hours, 5 to 8. Because I know that I could fill that time. I don't wanna, when I was talking about it, well, or at least I was thinking about it earlier. I think I mentioned it in your stream while we were chatting. I feel at this point kind of guilty for doing things on my channel that's not arts and crafts. You're awake for a total of 32 hours. Oof, that's a long time. That's a long time. Yeah, I've discovered that a large part of my mood is dependent on whether I get enough sleep or not. Like consecutive hours of sleep. But that's I can make you a list of things that affect my mental state. What was I saying? Oh, I feel like guilty for doing things or having streams of things that's not arts and crafts now, because I feel like people are here for the arts and crafts, and so it's just going to be confusing for everybody if I started doing something else. Like, it'd be fun to maybe do some more music somehow. I have actually been enjoying playing Minecraft, even though I'm very new to it. That's pretty much the same. I'm just gonna go with one of these. These are going back in this bag. Those are a better size anyways. Your long stream, Scryer, was because of like a like people did like you had like a channel points, everyone works together goal, right? Is that what it was? They say dance for the dance. So I'm thinking a rose. It's a good size. Let's see, is this a good size? I'm thinking I'm gonna go community challenge. Cool. I am still looking for. I have some ideas for things to set for the channel points. Like, I will go find a kitty cat because they're usually fairly easy to find. The thing is that when I'm working in here, that I don't. want the cats to be in here where I have resin, because it's just not safe for them, and it just lets even more cat hair in, which is always an issue. Okay, I'm gonna do, yeah, I think I'm gonna do a rose and a couple of rose petals in this with a yellow base. But I guess the real question I'm wondering, these smell so nice. What I'm really wondering is, should I add any sort of glitter or anything to this as well? Or is that just gonna be too much? That's what I'm trying to decide. Is there any small ones? Maybe even smaller ones. There you go. Because again, the channel points and everything is new to me. Oops. Knock things over. Alright, there's the plan there. And I have the golden yellow. Let me grab the yellow. It's just right off to the side here. I'm so glad you can't see this table space over here because it's a mess. Yellow. We're going to mix those two together a little bit. Okay. You have to plan another 24-hour stream? Why? What did you do? Did you allow them to, like, repeat it? Girl! Why do you do these things to yourself? So like I said, you have arrived! Excellent. Welcome back, Jed. I didn't even finish this one because I didn't really like how it was turning out. Did anything cool happen? Oh, I did say that I'm planning to do a longer stream next Saturday. Today's Saturday, yeah, so in a week, and a giveaway for reaching affiliate. I'll keep people updated on social media and stuff. I need to figure out when exactly I'm going to start because I think it's going to be a little bit. Oh, they reached all your stretch goals. You added that as another one. Oh man, you got a lot of stuff to plan. But no, yeah, long stream with a giveaway next Saturday. I was saying that here, just a second. But yes, I wasn't super happy with how this turned out. I feel like the shape didn't quite turn out how I wanted it to. Like it's kind of, the honey looks like it's kind of sinking, which isn't what I want. So I'm gonna do and I don't, this yellow is too bright, so I'm gonna do an even lighter yellow. And then do these pieces just kind of floating in the dye, kind of mixed with that lighter yellow. That's the plan there. So, and I was thinking of doing that opaque. I think I'll just do that white mixed with a little bit of this mica powder. That'll be nice. And then we're gonna have these floating in there. Do I want any like gold foil or anything? Nah. Could do gold foil. No, I think that's good. We're just gonna do that. And then the other thing that I was saying before is that, what was I saying? Well, I was thinking about it. I was saying I feel kind of guilty if I do streams about things other than arts and crafts now. Just because I feel like people are here for arts and crafts, so it's just going to be confusing if I stream something else. But I have actually been enjoying playing Minecraft, and I enjoyed doing music stuff, but I don't know if I would continue to do those on stream. D4, D8, yes, D8, D6. I gotta... I know, like, I realized that, too. I can't remember who I was talking to. I was like, on the one hand, it's my channel and I can do what I want with it. On the other hand, like, I've kind of built my apostrophe. Oh. Yes. The people whore. Worth it support. Yes. That's something else I'll tell you in a second. But like, yeah, on the one hand, I'm just like, it's my stream and I can do whatever I want with it. On the other hand, I do consider it part of the marketing for my business, which is crafting. That's kind of what I was thinking too, with having a specific day for it. Like, Saturdays have kind of been my free days. So like, Wednesdays are my, definitely I'm making dice days. Or at least working on something, some arts and crafts for making dice. If Sunday night is your video game night. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm debating. I have things most nights of the week is the issue. But I was debating I could add another day for like non-arts and crafts stuff. Like I said, Saturday is my free day, but it's usually more like I'm gonna work on my own personal art project. I'm gonna do some embroidery. I'm gonna what else have I done? What else have I done on Saturdays? But like random things. But yeah, most of my nights are fairly busy. And also I'm like adding to my nights too, because I have a like I've been playing Minecraft with my brother and a friend, and so we've been trying to fit that in the evenings. Well, yeah, that was the other thing that I was saying with that same friend that I was talking to, was that on the one hand, I do think of this as just like a fun thing. Like, I really enjoy streaming because I like hanging out with people and chatting while I work on projects. But again, at the same time, I do think of it as part of the marketing for my business, in which I'm trying to sell things that I make. So it makes sense for me to make things on stream. But, and it's just, I don't want to like jerk people around a little bit. You catch the attention of people that don't always look in the crafting section of Twitch. That's a good point. That's a good point. I don't play a lot of video games though, so it doesn't necessarily make sense for me to make like a video game night either. But I guess part of the reason I don't play a lot of video games is just because I don't make the time to play video games. I'm always working on something else. Usually arts and crafts. I was like, I should work on making some jewelry today. And then I was like, I need to get some other stuff done first. I was like, tomorrow's my day off, but maybe I'll just make some jewelry for fun. Liz, you need to stop working. Yeah, we'll not get into my whole brain issues there, but so plan here, I'm gonna do kind of a light yellow, like a very pale kind of waxy yellow, and then have these little pieces of like honey floating in it. The D6 and the D8 I am saving for later because I have a couple of different bee themed things coming in that I'm waiting for to make those. And then the D4, what do I want to do for the D4? But yes, no, I'm definitely of the mindset that I should do whatever the heck I want because it's my channel. Well, again, I need to figure out, I don't want to just jerk people around with the content where they come to my channel like expecting crafts and then I never do crafts again. Like, that'd just be confusing for people. I don't want to do that. But I need to figure out time. I think once things get back to normal a little bit, I'll be able to maybe add a day on like Monday nights or something, but at the moment I have like a Monday night Zoom call that's like every week. I have a Friday night Zoom call that's every week. Thursdays and Sundays are my days off. Which again, I find this fun, but I need to actually take days off or I won't. And then Tuesdays, maybe Tuesdays. I can make a specific day's variety day. Well, again, Saturday's kind of my variety day. I could probably just expand that to be things that aren't crafts. That's kind of what I was doing anyways. That's why I played Minecraft on the Saturdays, because I'm like, Saturdays are kind of my free days to just do whatever the heck I want. I did make this one, which is just kind of a honey color. It looks very orange-red. Like, it doesn't look very honey-colored. I feel like it looks like actual honey-colored. And that's because it's the exact same color as this. It does kind of look like amber, yeah. But yeah, it's the exact same resin as this honey. But when it's super, what's the word? There's just like a whole bunch that you're looking through at the same time. I guess it's thicker. It looks a lot more orange-red. That's probably going to go into the box of spare dice. Or maybe I'll just do a set of random orange and yellow dice that are spares. Okay. Got that plan. Got this one done. Set that off to the side because I do actually like that one. I've got the plan for this prototype. I've got the plan for this one. I've got the plan for this one. The D6 and the D8. Or maybe I should do the D4. What do I want to do in these last? So these ones I do have. I have a couple of things coming. What are some bee-themed things? Again, I've been overthinking the bee dice a little bit because I want them to be appropriately complex for the fact that they're supposed to be like under my complex sort of heading. Maybe I'll wait on all three of these, and I'll figure these out later. These might just be a little bit more kind of aesthetic as opposed to explicitly bee themed, or at least one of them will. So let's just call that good. And then we've got this set over here, which is going to be our Percy set, continuing my theme of only doing Critical Role sets based on Taliesin characters. Okay, let me see, what do I got? So that's about 15 to 20, so 30, 40, 50. I'm doing a D12 and a D20, and that's the majority. I think I'm going to end up doing 80 milliliters. That's going to be probably way too much. Let me just check something. Ooh. 5. 10. 15. It's probably about 15. Well, I guess this is probably going to be about 15. Oh wait, that's a D10. Yeah, about 5 and 15. So this is probably about 15. This will be about 15. And this will be about 30. So that would be 60. But I'm worried that I won't have quite enough. To be fair, if I don't have quite enough, I just won't make one of these. I'll make one of these later. So let's just do 60. And then I'll start with the other things and then work on these, because I don't have to do all of these at the same time since they're all different. So I'm just going to move this out of my way a little bit. Let me get mixing cups out first, actually, so we can get all of these set up before I pour the resin. That way I don't have to put my mask on right now, because that thing's annoying to wear. I'm just going to go to that one. Gold foil to that? Nah. That's going to be kind of the opaque. This one's going to be clear. There's resin in there. That's yellow. And then this one's going to be mostly clear with a little tiny bit of this interference gold, which is kind of a white with a little bit of gold in it. Oh, actually this one, I'll go there. That one was orange before. I'm going to put this one there. And then that's going to need a pink one. Maybe I should grab some new ones of these cups. And a blue one. And then over here, how am I gonna do this? I think the Percy ones I'm gonna do like kind of a swirl of clear resin royal, like I think I'm gonna do it kind of half clear, half blue. A little swirl, like, I'm thinking on that. I want the clear so that you can kind of see the black swirl. So I think I'm gonna do like half clear, do kind of the black and green swirl, and then do the other half royal blue. I think that's gonna be my plan. And then I have these so that they're down so that I can have the gears. Oh, let me open the gears. So that the gears will fall to the bottom of the molds. And end up next to the highest faces. Oh boy. That's fallen. These have fallen out of here. No, all the gears, come back to me. I'll have to sort these at some point. But they're all just going in there for the time being. Should I try to... Of course, these... I might try to stick some of these to the side. So I might actually want to encase some of these in clear so that they will stick and then not be like weird if I try to end up having to sand aside. And there is resin on here. Get off there. My tweezers are not working well, and that's because there's resin all over the tips of them. Alright. Alright. I think I have a plan. Do the blue. I'm gonna do half clear. And then I want somewhere to mix the black and the green a little bit before adding that. Perfect. I think that's everything I need, except that before we go, do I want to try just sticking these to the side, or do I want to... Do I want to coat these? I'm gonna coat these in a very thin layer of resin. I'm gonna do a few of these. I'm gonna coat them in a thin layer of resin, just so that I know if I end up having to sand a side that one is against, I won't have to try and sand through the metal. So let me grab my stuff for that. I did say at the beginning of this video it's probably going to be a somewhat waffly video because I didn't really have a huge plan for what I was going to work on. So I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants, as it were. Plug my phone. So let's figure out what gears we want. Okay. So we have, oh, how did I spill those already? Grab my molds. So the D20, probably about 3 in the D20. Probably about the same for the D12. I need to update my... I have a Word document that has all of the information from all of the dice that people have commissioned from me, just so that I have it all in one spot and I can find everything. I need to update that with one that just came in today. Okay, well let's grab a few here. I'm just gonna grab, I want a few different ones of varying sizes. And designs. Let's just, this one's interesting. Let's do this one. Here, I'll see if I can show you some of these. These really are quite fun. Little tiny gear shapes, and there's a few other ones too. There's quite a few different gear shapes in here, but I'm just picking out a few because I want there to be multiples. Which one did I have here? I think I had, did I have this one? I think I had this one. So both the D20 and the D12 I think will have 3 each. Do I have one of those? I don't have either of these actually. Put one of those down there. Yeah, no, they're super cute. And there's a wide variety of different shapes and stuff in here, which is fun. There's some, I think they're in the other container, that have little hearts. Yeah, let me get one of the ones that has a little heart. These containers aren't. They're kind of a pain. I just one. Yes, nefarious purposes. Always, always. Oops. Helps if I don't drop it. Come on now. Right. See, look, it's got little hearts. That one's got little hearts. Yeah, we gotta have that one in there somewhere. Put that one in the D6 because it'll show up well. D10's probably about 2 each, just because they've got the space for them. I don't think I have one of these yet. This is like a smaller. I'm trying to get a variety of sizes too, because there's a few different like sizes of things. That's another smaller one. That's a good size. What's this one? Do I have one of these? I don't have one of these. There's so many different shapes in here, guys. I think I need to find another one with hearts, right? I think I saw another one in here. There's one. We'll do more than one with little hearts. We'll do 2 little hearts. If I can get it out of the container. There we go. We'll put that in the D4. D4? Should we do the D? I might do one of the D10s actually with that one. We'll do that. I'll move this one down to the D4. Kind of spread it out a little bit. do I want to do, well, here's an idea then. Do I want to do gears in all of them, or do I just want to do a couple with the little gears with hearts? No, I'm going to do gears in all of them. They're fun. And I have that one already. Got that one already, but it's a ways down. Yeah, I think that's about right. Come on. Let me put these away. Alright. Almost have gears. Alright, put those over here with the rest of my mess that you cannot see. So the reason I brought this bright pink mat out is because I'm going to coat all of these with just a little bit of UV resin, just so, like I said, if they brush up against the side and I end up having to sand that side, I won't end up sanding the gears. Oh wait, I only had 2 for, I need one more. I only grabbed 2 for the D12. Is there one here that I haven't used yet? Oh. Let's do a small one. I think this one maybe. Yeah, I only have one of those, so that works out. Cool. Little heart gear. I should actually probably, I'm going to spread these out a little bit more so I don't end up accidentally attaching 2 together. Because that's something I would do. Let's be real here. I don't want any, like, extra stuff. Okay. Now that they have little hearts. Oh, that was something that I was debating telling you, Jen, was that now that you keep buying me stuff, I'm gonna have to start calling you my sugar mama. I mean, I feel like that's where this leads, right? Alright, let me coat these. And I'm just putting a small drop on each. And I'm actually going to probably, oops, I'm going to pull a little bit of resin off of where I just put it, because I don't really need that big of a bubble or a dome of resin. It's a fairly big droplet that I just put on the first gear. Oh, Keeper of the Alchemist. That does actually sound like a really cool title, I must say. Lord Keeper of the Alchemist. That's a cool title. What did I just get on there? What did I get? Then I've got something in my... There we go. I had like a little tiny piece of rock or something that found its way into the resin. Alright, it's not super important that I get the whole thing covered, because I think it's more likely that I'm going to kind of put them in there in such a way that like the sides are facing outwards. So hopefully the spokes of the gear, is that what you call them on gears? I don't remember. Hopefully they won't be touching the sides. Oops, didn't mean to slide that around. And I do literally just have a little tiny cup that has a couple of pins in it, and like a small amount of UV resin, because this is what I use to, if there's like a bubble close to the surface on a die or one of my little necklaces or something, it's what I use to fill that in. So I can do little tiny detail work with the pin. But it is also somewhat slow going here where I'm let's try and cover this a little bit more. This one has kind of like long spokes to it. I want to see if I can coat those. Oh, to be fair, this is probably unnecessary. Like, I probably could just put them in just fine. I'm just like being extra careful, and just like this is just kind of an extra precaution. These I'm sure would be just fine even if I didn't do this. This is just me being weird. Because these are metal and stuff, they should be fine. The only time I've really had an issue was like when I was making Beta's dice, and the little butterflies, the color sanded off of them because they were next to the surface. Like, that's the only real time that I've had an issue with any sort of like, well, I guess some glitter does that too, but you don't really want to sand glitter. These should be fine. But the other reason I'm doing it is that I think it will almost make it easier for them to be. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of unnecessary. I'm just being weird. I'm not coating them all the way either. I'm just kind of adding a little bit in the middle to a certain extent. And I'm almost done. Alrighty. I got 2 more just to put a little bit on. I found a cat hair. I think it's cat hair. Whatever it is, we'll get it out of there. A couple of these have big open spaces, so I'm just stealing a little resin off of them. All right, put the lid on that. Cat hair dice. Thought about it. I do straight up have a bag of cat fur somewhere that I saved because I was thinking of trying to felt it, because I'm a hoarder. I'm that person that's just like, this could probably be used for an arts and crafts project at some point. I'll hold on to this. And so I just have like a room, like the room that like the water heaters are in and stuff is full of just random crap. I have random crap all over the place. I'm just like, I could use this for an art project. And I do have like a sculptural piece I want to do at some point that would require a whole bunch of like random pieces of things, but I don't know if I'll see if I ever get around to that, because that would be a big project. You every time you look at everything. I think a lot of like artists are the same way. I think a lot of artists do that. And artists and crafters, I don't know if there's much of a difference, but get off of there. Speaking of cat hair. I'm just going to flip these over so we can get the back side. Oops. So make sure that I keep those in order. Oh, that said, from before, would you guys be interested if I were to play more Minecraft on stream? Because, like, I've enjoyed playing Minecraft, but it's one of those things where I don't have to play it on stream to enjoy it. But if other people would be interested in watching and hanging out while I play it, then I'd be down. I kind of want to try and recreate my house in Minecraft. I think that'd be cool. But I might do that on creative mode, not in survival mode. That's fair. Okay, well, Jen lives here, so that's a given. I do appreciate that. I do appreciate your continued support. It is very nice. Oh. No, that is, yeah. I do really appreciate it. Like I said, you got a little diamond next to your name. I'm not quite sure what VIP does, but apparently it's a thing. I think it just makes it so that like you don't get timed out if like the chat goes to slow mode or something. And that sort of thing. But I'm not sure exactly. Alright. Let me place these in the mold. It just makes you fancy. Yeah, it's true. That's the reason I did it. Oh yeah, and no pressure to be here too. Like I realize that people have lives and also are in different time zones and that sort of stuff. You have to be around to use the Sword of Power. I did set up a few different people as mods, so don't feel like you. Well, I mean, unless you just want to be here to exert your Sword of Power. That's understandable, of course. And where do I want to put this? Let's put that one towards the bottom, and I'm gonna put one kind of up towards the top a little bit. The other reason that I kind of wanted the resin was that it's easier for me to kind of put these into corners a little bit than it is without, because it sticks into the corner a little bit fairly well. Alright, there's some gears in the D20. Hey, you've got 24-hour streams to plan. I assume that that's that is your life at this point. It's just planning 24-hour streams. I'm just kind of putting these in here. I'm trying to space them out a little bit so they're not all right next to each other. I'm just sticking them to the sides. Yeah, if anyone is interested in watching dice making, you should also go check out Scryer. She also makes dice on Twitch. I should set up some of the like commands like you have in your chat, Scryer. So I can do shout outs and stuff. I can also just, you know, I guess shout people out vocally, but It's not as fancy. Is that the correct side? Yeah. How did I get on this? And I got something on the outside of this. There we go. Nightbot for me. Yeah, basically. I don't know that I actually did anything to this one. That's okay. Ooh, let's put that one there. If I can. I wanted it gets there. Come on. Yay. Yeah. Stick that there. Stick what? Where? Okay. Ooh. Yeah, I should actually like put more effort into figuring out how all of the Twitch stuff works. Oh, I was just saying that I should set up some of the like commands and stuff like you have on your stream so that I can like do shout outs and stuff. Just because I feel like those are nice to have. And then I was saying that I really should like actually look into how to do Twitch streaming more than I have, and like probably do some more to set things up, because like I've been Twitch streaming but I haven't done a lot of like behind the scenes work for it, if we're being honest here. Like I haven't set up a lot of things that I probably could. Oh, but I did set up this. Just a second here. Did set up that. It is, yes. I forgot to mention that earlier. So I do have my own emote now, that's just of me making a derpy face. As requested by chat. Not quite sure what mood I am trying to express with it. I'm thinking maybe disgust, maybe concern, but yes, the emote is in. Alright, there's that one, and the D4. And I think one of the like chat points things is for that, like you can use that emote. What are my options here? Yeah. 320 points to unlock an emote. Looks like. Okay, I have those set up. Let me just add. I'll grab some new cups. I don't know how long it unlocks it for or anything either, or if it's just like a one-time thing, or I don't know. Like I said, I should look into what I am doing more than I have. And all of the different features, I guess, is what I should look into. All the different Twitch features. Oof. I'm kind of sad that it doesn't end up as bright pink once I put it in resin, but I do like this color. It's kind of, I don't know, it's a little bit more red-ish, but it's also very bright. Like it, oh, 24 hours. Okay, cool. want to do? Yeah, that should be plenty, I would think. That's going to be about 10, maybe. Now I'll put a little bit more in. Put a little tiny bit more in. I don't want to oversaturate it too much, but I can always add more. Then I've got the blue. I'm just going to do kind of a swirl of those. Then I've got this, which I need a little bit of this in. I don't really need a lot, because this one I think I just want it to be kind of subtle a little bit. I want it kind of subtle. Let's just get some new stuff today. I'm just grabbing new stir sticks. First, I have stir sticks. I'm just grabbing new ones. Okay, just a little bit. Doesn't take very much. I'm not planning on doing a whole lot of resin with this. I just want it to be kind of watercolory, I think. A little bit watercolory, but mostly clear, because again, I want that to be fairly subtle. This one, those are going to be mixed. This one, let me add a little bit of this mica to the cup. I'm going to be mixing this with white. I've got pink on my fingers now. That's very bright, even just on my hand there. I want a little bit more of this, because I do actually want this to turn out yellow with the white. So I'm gonna add, although I'm not gonna be doing a ton of this resin. I'm probably only gonna be doing about 10 milliliters, I would think. We'll add more if we need to on that one. So I'll set that off to the side as well for now. We can always add more. Ooh, black foil. Ooh, that sounds cool. I have black glitter that I kind of want to try at some point. Should I add some black glitter to the Percy dice? That might be overdoing it a little bit. So this one, I'm not actually going to be mixing. I'm not planning on mixing with resin. I'm going to try and mix this one with alcohol ink. I don't know how well it's going to work. But the idea here is I want to kind of I want to add it to, like, I don't want to do that. Well, that's what I'm saying though. I'm not as much of a glitter person. I'm more of a shimmer person than a glitter person. I don't usually do a lot of glitter. I do like this black glitter though. Like, look how just like kind of fine and sparkly it is. I do like this black glitter. Should I try adding a little bit of the black glitter to the black smoke as well? We'll add a little tiny bit of the black glitter to the black smoke as well. I don't know if it'll add too much or not. I also don't know how well it's gonna work, but we'll find out. All right. So got some green, some black, and then we're gonna add. How do I want to do that? I think we're going to end up adding a little tiny bit of resin to this, but just like the smallest amount with the black ink, and then doing like a quarter clear, add the black, and with the green shimmer and everything, and then add another quarter clear, swirl that all tight together a little bit, and then add the royal blue. I think that's my plan. We'll see. We'll see how that works out. Set that to that. And that to that. Okay, I think that's everything. Do I need pipettes for anything? I will for the royal blue. And maybe the clear for that, but why do you build me up? That should be fine. Those I plan on. Have you seen Scryer's dice? Of course she says more glitter. Of course she says more glitter. I feel like you should be in support of me using less glitter, Scryer, because then you won't have competition. Because Scryer does a really cool glitter dice. What was I thinking? I think this might be useful for the pink and the blue. I'll bring those out. I don't know if I'll use those or not. All right. I think that's everything. I think we've got everything laid out. So let's pour some resin. What did I say? 30. Oh, do I want to do 60? Oh, I'm gonna do 60. And if we don't get around to one of these, that's fine. That's fine. So we'll do 60 milliliters. You need to buy more glitter. I am curious to know where you get your glitter, because you do have beautiful glitter. I did. So I was getting a thermochromatic pigment from Solar Color Dust. I did also get myself like an iridescent flake from there too, which I'm excited to try. All of the stuff on there looks so pretty. I want to try some of their stuff. What am I? Well, I don't do a lot of glitter though. If you're gonna buy glitter for a dice maker, you should get it for Scryer, who's gonna use it all. I do have glitter over here, guys. Here, before we do this, I'm gonna show you guys. I do have glitter. Like, I have glitter, guys. Like, there's glitter there. I just don't usually use it. I did use some. I did use some of this copper glitter fairly recently. There's a set of dice that's in my shop right now that has this copper glitter, which is kind of pretty. You get some of them from Michael's. Oh, okay, so it's from a local nail supply store. That makes sense. Alright. I'm going in. As always, things are going to be a little bit muffled. This thing's been kind of weird lately. I think maybe it's because I need to replace the filters. I don't know. But I did order more filters, so that's good. And you get glitter, and you get glitter, and you get glitter. Everyone gets glitter. Yeah, I do like glitter. I just feel like I don't know how to utilize it properly. I think that's what it is. That's part of the reason, like, I really like Scryer's dice, but I haven't made any. Is because I feel like I am better at other things when it comes to resin. Although I have figured out glitter suspension, which is something that can be an issue sometimes. Okay, I'm just going to do 60. I'm going to do 60 and we'll see, well, hopefully we have enough. That's the thick one. And I'll be quiet a minute while I pour this, otherwise I will pour it wrong. I hear a kitty cat. She has terrible timing. She should have me out a moment ago before I took the resin out, and I could have brought her in.
not. I have cat stories for you in a moment. Remind me that I have cat stories for you. I'll be right back. Let me finish pouring this. Ooh, that might be a little bit too much hardener. Close. Hopefully that's not an issue. I think we're okay. Anyways, while I'm mixing this, Not is screaming outside the door. I'm pretty sure it's not. It sounds like her. Yeah. I had Luna screaming outside the door earlier today because I was in here sanding things, and so I let her in for a while. It was just sanding things, so there wasn't really anything for her to get into that was going to cause problems, but she kept trying to just lay on top of like my sanding paper while I was using it, or my zona papers while I was using it. So finally I just put her outside, and she was very unhappy about that. The story I was going to tell you about the cats was about Not. She's the kitten. She's the one that I'm pretty sure is screaming outside the door. But the other night, I think I was down here. Pretty sure it was down here. And I just heard a thunk. Oh no! From upstairs. And I asked my brother if everything was all right, and apparently, Not likes to like ride around on our shoulders, and she'll like climb up and just like sit on our shoulders or lay on our shoulders while we're working, especially if we're in the kitchen. And so he was working on preparing food in the kitchen, and he was like chopping raw meat or something, and the kitten started to slide off of his shoulder a little bit, and he's like, well, I can't really catch her. I'm holding like raw meat and stuff. He's like, it's a cat. It'll be fine. And he thinks maybe she had fallen asleep or something on his shoulder, because she apparently did a face plant into the floor. Like she landed like on her face, and then a paw, and then the other side of her face. And so Ed was just like, oh no! I'm like, it's a cat. This is her own fault. He's like, he felt so guilty about it. And I'm like, it's a cat. She should have landed on her feet. This one's on her. But from there on, she was a little wary of being on people's shoulders for a couple of days there. But now she's back to being fine with it. So she hasn't learned her lesson, I don't think. Yeah. We were just both kind of like, well, if she had any brain cells left, I guess they're gone now. But she seems fine. I mean, as fine as she can seem for a stupid cat. Yeah, she's a kitten, all right. Oh, I like kittens because they're super cute. But also, like, if you want a cat that's just going to like love you, get an older cat, because like kittens have so much energy, and they're like either sleeping or they are attacking you. There's no in between. Like, and don't get me wrong, Not is such a cuddle bug. Like, she wants to be cuddling with someone 24/7. even while she's playing, she likes to just come sit in my lap and try to attack my hands while I work on things, which is very annoying. But like, she'll sit in my lap. She will sit on the other cats. She's still out there. Has this habit of, Gizmo loves you while you're sleeping, yeah. You mean Gizmo wants to play with you while you're sleeping, or, likes to cuddle? Because, cuddles I'm okay with, but when she, tries to wake me up in the morning by batting my face, I'm not as happy about that one. Oh, but the other cat, yeah, no, it's outside the door if you couldn't hear it scratching. You can't come in, baby, I have resin. It's not good for you. What was I saying? Oh, the other cats don't always want to cuddle with Not. They're usually pretty okay with it, but they're kind of wary of her when she wants to cuddle, so she will wait until one of them is sleeping, and then she will just walk up to right next to it and then very slowly start to lay her upper body on top of them. And then if they stir or anything, she'll pause and wait for them to calm down again and then continue. Very, very slowly try to lay down with them. It's funny to watch. And certain ones of the cats are usually more okay with that than others, but alright, this is looking pretty mixed. Just doing one more swipe around here, make sure there's no streaks. Don't see any. Don't see any streaks, that's the important bit. Alright, so I'm going to pour in, let's start with these. I'm going to pull this over. This is the lid that I used to put my molds on, because they do leak resin everywhere. Yeah, all of my kitty cats are big. They're not all big cuddlers, I take that back. They're all very affectionate. Koshi is not a cuddler. Fitz is less of a, Fitz likes to sleep on top of me, I suppose. He doesn't like to be cuddled necessarily, but he likes to sit on laps. He'll sleep on top of my legs. But both Luna and Not are huge cuddlers. They want to cuddle all the time. And Koshi wants pets all the time, but she's not a big cuddler. Yeah, she loves pets. Koshi's kind of a funny cat. Alrighty here, let's see here. I think this will actually be easier with a pipette. So we're just going to, like I said, the plan here is add just a little tiny bit of resin to that, and that's just so I can mix everything up. But I'm going to add a little bit of the clear to all of these, about a fourth of the way up. Somewhere about a fourth. Because the plan here is I'm going to do the clear, and then I'm going to do a little tiny bit of the black, and I'm going to add more clear, and then that will make it easier for me to swirl the black in if it's already in the middle. Because then I won't, that's about a quarter of the way. That's probably about a cusp of half almost, but that's fine. Oops. A little bit more here. A little bit, tiny bit more to the fore there. Alright, let me add the black here. We'll just do all this at once to make it easier. And I do like usually adding a whole bunch of like a lot of alcohol ink to resin to make it so it takes a long time for it to cure. But this is going to be encased in other resins, so I'm not too as worried about it. Let's see if this ends up. Ooh! Yeah, it definitely has a little bit of a shimmer to it. I don't know if it's super green though. I feel like the shimmer didn't end up super green. You know what? It ended up more silver. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add a little bit of a different one, which I think will look green. And it's funny because it looks blue here. But this is dual blue-green. And so when it's backed by a really dark color, it looks green instead of blue. That should probably be plenty. Let's see how that looks. See if that looks any greener. Yeah, that's a little bit more green. It's still kind of just like silver shimmery almost, but it's a little bit more green now. Kind of a shimmery black, which is kind of nice. Alright, and I'm just going to add kind of a drop of this to each one. These bigger ones are going to get a bigger drop of it. These more medium-sized ones are going to get more of a medium-sized drop of it. And then the D4s, I'm going to try and give just a small drop because D4 really does not have a lot of... The D4 doesn't hold a lot. I wonder how well that black resin disseminated out. Okay. And then, like I said, I'm going to add more clear up to about the halfway point. That's the idea anyways. And I'm going to grab a thing to swirl that around. It's not super swirly at the moment. But since it's in the middle, it will hopefully be easier for me to swirl it kind of more evenly. Yeah, it looks almost more silver than green. It's kind of unfortunate, but... Okay. It's still kind of a pretty shimmer, though. I do want to get this as close to half as possible, because I don't want to do too much or too little. I want to make sure that I have enough resin for other things. Yeah, I need to put more on like the D20 and D12, I think. Oh, that was a little bit more than half, that's fine. Alright, I think that's pretty close to half. And then we'll do about 15 of the blue, because that should be about half, like I said. Alright, so I'm just going to try and swirl this black around a little bit, so it's just kind of smoky a little bit. Not too much, I don't want it to end up like... I don't want to mix it so much that it ends up all one color. I do want it to look kind of like smoke. I'm trying not to, I don't want to hit the sides too much because I don't want to knock those gears around either. Yeah, it's sunk a little bit, I think. Alright, I'll see if I can show you what I just did. Here, I'm going to bring this down, actually. I think that'll be easier. The problem is, I'm going to be, I'm too far that way. I think I'm blocking my own light, or I have a glare. but I have kind of a swirl going on there, kind of a smoky swirl. That's kind of what I was trying to do. Alright. And then, like I said, we're going to do about, that's always a struggle. I probably have knocked things around anyways, but that's part of the reason that I coated them was so that hopefully if they fall to the bottom, it's not going to cause a big issue. If I need to clear, I will. That's okay. Just getting the clear off of this one. I mean out of this. Put this off to the side. Alright, so like I said, I want about 15, because these take about 30, so I want about half to be in the navy. Set that there. I don't know if I'll need the full 15, but I'm going to get close. Okay, there's 15. I'm going to turn this a nice royal blue color. I'll make this so I can see what I'm doing a little bit easier. And I do really like, this is just resin pigment, that's what it's called. And it's called royal blue. And I do actually really like how these end up looking. And this is always kind of satisfying to me. It's just kind of satisfying to me where it goes from a little tiny drop to the whole thing's just nice dark blue. I might actually add one more drop. This is a pretty good dark blue. I think I want it even slightly darker if I can. So one more drop, and then I think that'll be plenty. I do actually, I think, want the pipette for this because I don't want to displace the smoke too much, so I want to lay this in there fairly gently. I do like that good kind of royal blue color. So we're just gonna pipe this in. Here, I'll start with the D4 because that's always nice and easy. I'm kind of going in little tiny circles because I want to try and distribute it evenly so I don't displace all of it up onto one side. The stuff like this underneath. Once I get up a little bit higher, it's not as big of a deal because I'll just be displacing the same color. But at the very beginning there, I want to try and distribute it evenly. Some of these it's easier than others, like the D6 and the D4, that's really easy because I have a workspace that is like either larger or the same size as the rest of, like, the widest part of the die. Once I get to these other ones, like the D20 has such a small opening compared to how big the die is. It's harder to move the pipette around in it. That's kind of why, so I haven't added them to my shop yet, but I'm planning to start adding some D6 sets, so some sets of like 12D6, and they're going to be priced about the same as a 7-piece set of these dice, and part of that is because D6s are easier to make than like D20s. D20s always have, at least for me, they always have like a lot of cleanup. It's such a small opening compared to, you know, the die itself. It's harder for me to make them. Whereas D6s, quite often, I don't have any cleanup on D6s. I don't have to sand anything because it ends up so. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I have like a bunch to sand on D6s if I don't have the lid on tight enough. But as far as the dice go, quite often D6s have the least cleanup. Little insider info there, I guess. I don't know if that's the same for everyone. I always have to do cleanup on my D20s. I think I don't know if it's because of the what was I gonna say, silicone I use or something, but like there's always like kind of a slight indentation around like the top face for me and that sort of stuff. Oh, excellent. I should have like just the right amount. Also put a little bit on my lids. And I just want to put a little bit on the lids so I don't get any air trapped between the lids and the base there when I put them on. And also so that I have just a little extra resin, so when these go in the pressure pot, there's enough resin to fill up the spot where all the bubbles are going to condense. And so you're going to need, resin to fill in the space where the bubbles were. So I want a little extra at the top to fill in that space. Yeah, that's D4 because I just... Alright, there's the off to the side. A little bit of extra blue. That's fine. I'm going to set all my little bits of extra off to the side there. Let me set these on my tray. I'm going to let these sit for a moment before I put the lids on. There's bubbles rising to the surface. And I want as many of those to get to the surface as possible before I put the lids on. Because I want to be able to pop as many as possible before I put the lids on. Alright, so the fate dice here. That's what these are going to be. This is going to be a set of fate dice, which is a set with pluses and minuses and blank sides. And the plan is I'm going to do a swirl of bright pink and a swirl of blue. And a full set of these takes between 15 and 20 milliliters, I feel like. So I'm going to do like a little bit less than 10 of each of these. That's kind of the plan. Where am I at? Yeah, a little bit less than 10 of each of these. A little bit less than 10. Maybe about a little bit more than 7.5, a little bit less than 10. Alright. How much do I have on this one? Yeah, I think that should be about the right amount. This is a different blue. This is a little bit more of a tealy blue. It's not a tealy blue, but it has kind of more of that green tint to it than the last one that we used. So, which I do like. I think I want that a little bit darker. Since the pink's going to be opaque, I want the blue to be a little bit darker to match it. Hopefully I have enough pink in here too. Just a second. We'll see if I need to add more pink. Oh, nope, I don't think I need to add more pink. I think that's plenty of pink. That's definitely bright. And this will cure a little bit darker than this. I have a test chip that I did. I have little testers that I've done with all my colorants. Which, that reminds me, I have a little tester here that I wanted to do, but I don't need a lot, just enough. be enough to mix it up, right? That was literally my question and answer was, do I need more? No, I do not need more. Oh, what happened to the bottom of this? I need more of this one though, because it seems to have like solidified to the bottom. Hopefully it didn't like react with the air and get moisture in it or something, because moisture is not good in resin. Moisture is bad in resin. It does not work out. It seems this one's a little bit grainy, I feel like. This isn't really a pigment. This is dragon fruit powder. My grandma got a little bit to try coloring some of her food, and I was like, can I have something to try coloring resin? It's not a bad color, it's just kind of grainy. I wonder if I could grind it up even finer and make it a better pigment. Probably. I could probably put that in like, I don't know, a mortar and pestle or something. It is a nice color though. It's kind of a purpley pink, which is nice. Alright. We do actually probably need a little bit more resin in there, but that's okay. Anyways, the pink and the blue. Oops, what did I just pick? Alright, nice hot pink. Mix this up because it's not actually mixed. Just hanging out on top. Do I need pipettes for this? I think I can just pour this. I think I can pour this and make it work. I'll take these out though. Oh, what is that? There's a piece of resin that was just hanging out in here. My workspace is a mess. I should really try and clean some of this resin off. I feel like it's just kind of messy. Alright, I'm going to try and swirl these a little bit, and to do that, I'm just going to pour them in at the same time. Wait, is that a cat hair? Cat hair! Cat hair alert! Get out of there. I don't want it to come up. Can't get a good hold of it. I don't want to scratch up my mold with my tweezers. Why can't I grab this? Come on! My tweezers are... There we go. That's slightly out of shape. There we go. There's a big cat here. Alright. I'm going to pour these at the same time. Try to swirl them around a little bit. And pour some pink. I'm going to pour some more in there in a moment. And I'm making a little bit of a mess. That's okay. Yeah, the blue is not showing up super blue just because it's translucent while the pink is opaque, and so I can see the pink more than the blue. Oops. I think it will have the right amount. So I want these to be overflowing just a little bit too. I'm just going to do that with cat hair, not cat hair. Okay, I'll do that with this though, because that'll be a little bit easier. Because I just want this to dome a little bit. I think I'm going to like these. I think these are going to be pretty. Because like the blue at the moment isn't showing up super blue, but it might once I get it out of the mold. How does this go on? Something like that. The pink's actually going to be on that side, and blue's going to be on this side. They're mixed a little bit, but I still kind of have blue along one side and pink on the other, so I'm going to try and match that with the lids a little bit, just because I think hopefully it'll line up fairly well that way. I think I do have a good amount, so that's exciting. Alright. And then pink. More pink! I do like this pink color. There's definitely a period in my life where I'm like, no, I don't like the color pink. Which is more of a, I'm not like other girls sort of thing. Which is unfortunate. But now I'm just like, yeah, give me the hot pink! It is so bright that it really does not show up on camera. And I don't know that it's, where did I set that? Did I set that back on the thing? It almost gets brighter. Like, you really can't, it looks red on camera, but this is so, and it kind of is reddish in real life, but it's just, you know that like red of flowers, where you just can't get a picture of it because the camera can't take a photo of something that color? It's kind of that color red, that reddish pink. So, I'm excited for that. And I like those colors together. Yeah, it's like a turbo red pink. And this looks very pink, and that's like that, once it cures in the resin, it turns into that turbo red pink, which is fun. It always makes me kind of sad that I can't get pictures of that color, because it's such a pretty color. It kind of makes my brain hurt a little bit. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, it feels like I should not be able to perceive this, and yet I am. It's one of those things. And then, yep, I think we've got to add a little bit to this. Not a lot. And then I'm actually I want to dip the wasp in this clear. I want to coat it in the clear. Because I don't want air bubbles trapped around it once I put it into the mold. I'm just gonna put some resin over it. We're gonna try and get all of the air bubbles worked out of it here. I do this with any kind of strange inclusion. I'll dip it into the resin first before placing it in the mold. But I'm gonna start with this interference gold, which is like a white with a gold shimmer to it. I'm just doing a little bit of it, and the idea is I'm going to put this in the bottom of the mold, and I'm going to pour the clear in, and it'll hopefully give it a little bit of that watercolor effect from the bottom, and then the wasp will be above that. Eventually I'm going to do it with a bumblebee, but I only have one bumblebee, so I'm doing a test first. And I feel like this is really, it adds a little bit of interest, but it's not overpowering, which is my concern. Alright, let's put this in. Alright, so I'm going to need to take the wasp out. So, and I'm going to just set that on the lid for now. Just going to set the wasp on the lid. Let's make sure there's got bubbles out. That is something I found when I put flowers in too, is that dipping them in the resin first before putting them in the mold can help a lot with them floating. I noticed that when I was doing a set of rose dice as a commission, because I got most of them to stay where I wanted, and then I had like one or two that were just floating, and then I noticed that there was like bubbles coming off of it. I was like, ah, okay, good, I didn't lose its leg. I was worried there for a second that I lost its leg. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this in from a fairly high height, because I want it to swirl of its own accord. I don't want it to be like super swirly or anything, because I do want to be able to see the wasp. I'm not going to fill this up all the way. Oops, I think I just lied, and I accidentally filled it up all the way. We're okay. We're okay! And then I'm going to put this wasp in. Because this is going to displace some. Yeah, the problem, the only real issue that I ran into with the last test I did with a wasp, because I did do a test with a wasp already. And I just thought it looked a little boring, which is kind of annoying, but understandable. The only real issue, issue that I had was that it floated. And it ended up kind of sideways, which I think it is again. We're just going to not mess with that too much. I'm going to let that sit off to the side for a moment and just let some of that air hopefully escape. Alright, there's the lid for that. Alright, let's see if I can do this one then. I think I might have just enough for this. Ooh, which one do I want to do? Do I want to do the flower? How much do I have left? Less than 10. How much resin do I need for a D10? I really should measure each individual one. I did an estimate at one point of how much. I had some like really cheap molds at one point, and I did kind of an estimate of how much resin each one of those held, but I haven't done it for my nice molds, and I really should. But we'll do an estimate anyways. I'm gonna go off of that estimate. I think that's probably going to be enough. I don't think this is going to be enough for the D12, though. I don't know. If it's not, that's fine. Oh, let me set this off to the side, too. Look at that! Isn't that pretty? Look at that! I like those colors. I'm excited for those now. I'm going to start with this yellow, actually, because I like this yellow better. Nope, I'm going to start with this one. This one's clear. Drop of yellow. We'll see how that looks. I want to add a drop of the other yellow. That's the real question. Yeah, I'm going to try a drop of this color, this yellow. If I mess it up, I mess it up, and I'll just make another dye. It'll be fine. I like that color, and I don't think it's too opaque, so that's good. So again, I'm going to dip my inclusions in the resin first before I put them in the mold, because I want to get all the bubbles out. I don't want any air to get trapped. That is the main concern. Just kind of coat that in the resin. Alright. Okay. Put that in. I'm going to pour resin in. And then I will kind of place the leaves. That's kind of my plan anyways. Set the leaves off on the lid for the time being. Alright. Hopefully I have enough yellow here. If not, I suppose I could add some clear, because these are all a little freeform anyway, so it's fine. Hopefully I have enough resin. I may have miscalculated. That's okay. It might be kind of cool if it ombres to clear a little bit. That would be cool actually if it ombres to clear. Maybe I'll just do that. Well, we're just gonna add a little bit of clear. And then I'll add these leaves. Or petals, I mean. Get some of this yellow off of the lid. A little bit's fine, but I'll put some clear on there instead. And it doesn't look like I'm going to have enough for the D12 tonight, but that's okay. I can work on that tomorrow or something. So let me get all of these situated, and then we'll do something with the little bits of extra resin that we have. Oh, actually, you know what I'm going to do with a little bit of extra resin that I have here? So I'm going to add a little bit more to this, just so that it's thick enough for me to actually make a chip. Stir that up a little bit. Even the things that I mix in that end up a little bit grainy, like this dragon fruit powder, I won't necessarily use it as a pigment, but it might be cool as something else in resin later. So like coffee grounds, don't use those as a pigment, but I do use them as dirt. They make great dirt substitute. I tried like wasabi powder, and it's kind of grainy and a weird green color, but it's really good, like kind of marshy color that I could use for something like that. Haven't yet, but could. And I'm using rubbing alcohol here to break the surface tension on the resin and get the bubbles to pop. I might still go in with like my, looks like that popped, but with my little stick here, and then I'm doing this. Here, let me move this over so you can see what I'm doing. So I just sprayed those all with rubbing alcohol. It broke the surface tension, so there's not really any bubbles at the top now, which is good. There's, however, cat hair. Okay. So let's put these lids on. Let's see, 20. We'll see how these Percy dice turn out. Goes this way. I have taken to cutting, so like they're called keys, the little like notches that the pieces go into. I've taken to doing 3 corners with them instead of 4, because when there's 4 I always get confused about which corner needs to go where. Or I just do like a different shape in one corner, so I'll do like a square instead of a circle. But for ones like the D12 where it was all just the corners cut off, I'm like, what order does this go in? Alright. See how these Percy dice do. A little windy out. I think I add a little bit more to this for a second here. Add a couple drops more to this D6. I feel like it could be domed a little bit more. Might have just added a bubble. Just a second here. I'll let that one sit for a moment. And pop a bubble in the D8. It's not a big bubble, but I'm going to just kind of draw it out. I'll make sure I don't have bubbles on the lids too. Again, I don't want to trap any air in there, if I can avoid it. Cat hair! I don't want to trap cat hair in there either. Okay. I do kind of like this design that I did with the little like middle part. I feel like that turned out kind of good. It lines up nice and easy. Alright, there's the D4. I feel like I've been having more like bubbles in my D4s lately. I don't know why. I wonder if some air is getting trapped in the very like bottom and it's finally rising to the surface as it cures. That's my guess, but we'll just hope for the best on that. Just add a little bit more to this D6 as well. Again, I want these to have enough extra resin in them that when the air bubbles condense and are tiny, that there's enough resin to fill in the gap. I added a couple air bubbles to that too. A lot of air bubbles in this one with the flower, which doesn't surprise me. Air likes to get trapped in the flower. Has so many like wrinkles to it and stuff that a lot of air likes to get trapped in it, so it doesn't surprise me that there's like air that's still rising to the surface on that one. Same with the bee. Anything with that many little pieces, the air likes to get trapped. But this one, there's a few bubbles just popping on the surface there. I'll let those finish. The D6 here is looking pretty good. I think it goes this again. See, like I have them in all four corners, and all just kind of chopped off, so I have to try and figure out which direction this goes. Pretty sure it's this way. Yep, it's this way. And I don't want to press these down too much. I do want to make sure that they are all seated in their grooves correctly so that they can sink down. And then quite often I will stack things so that there's a little bit of weight on top so that they will end up flush when I take them out of the molds. I'm excited about these. I think these will be pretty. I'm still hopeful anyways. There's a bubble. Alright. Let's put this one on. Just because those are all looking like they're pretty bubble free. And again, I don't want to press down. I just want to make sure that everything's in the right spot. And then sometimes I'll like stack things so that there's just a little bit of weight on it. I have just rags over here. Okay. Oh, this one still has some air. While we're doing that, let's just make some sort of spare die. And I'll make a spare D6. I'm starting to do, let me pull out a D4 as well. Where's the one that I like? Not that one, that's the one I dislike. Where's the one that I like? It's down here. So this one? Here's the one that I like. That one almost always turns out perfect. I'm going to do a D6, but I'm going to do a bonus D4 because I like to include a little extra like crystal D4 with dice sets. I'm thinking of switching over to having the D4 be my main D4 shape. But I'm just not sure because I like having a little bonus thing to throw in when people order dice. And I don't know what exactly I would use instead. So if anybody has any good ideas for things I could throw in as a little bonus when people order a set of dice instead of a little bonus D4, I would be interested in your ideas. And then I'd probably start using the crystal D4 as my main D4 shape, because quite honestly my other D4 shape it's banged up a little bit. I chipped a corner off of my master. It's small enough that it's not really noticeable, but it's noticeable to me. Like this one just holds up better, this crystal shape. And then I can show you that shape again in a second. I have one just off the side here that I just sanded today, because I was thinking of trying to recreate the pattern in it, because I use these as dump molds, so when I have just a little bit of extra resin I'll pour it in here, and then they become my spares. But and I sometimes it's fun because it makes. I don't give keychains for I do the keychains if people order custom dice, but I do the random. I do like a random D4 when people just order a set of dice from me, not necessarily commissioned ones. So I'm thinking more on that front, because like for the commission sets I might just continue to do both kinds of D4s, because I feel like it just gives you options. But for the sets that I have in my shop that are already made, I'm trying to think of some alternatives. And I could do like a keychain, like I could do a random keychain or something, but I feel like it's probably like a random keychain is probably less work than a bonus die. But I figure that people who are ordering dice are going to be using dice, and so I know that they will be that they won't say no to another die, because usually people who are getting handmade dice and stuff like collect dice, and so it's just another thing to add to their collection. Whereas with keychains, not necessarily everybody uses them, but with the commissions, usually they are getting dice based on like their character or something that is sentimental to them. So having like an extra keychain which has that sentimentality already tied to it makes sense to me, because at that point it's not just about the dice, it's also about what they're getting the dice made about, and the keychain ties into that. It's something for them to carry around with them that ties to the sentimentality of whatever they're getting dice made of. So that's why I do keychains with commission dice, because that makes sense to me. Alright, there's a little. Is that enough? I think that's enough. Give it a moment. Alright, little bonus basics. Well, let's just do clear with the swirl of the black in there. That'll be nice. Alright. I'm realizing in this stream that I have a lot of like vocal things that I do repetitively, and I wouldn't call them tics. They're not tics. They're probably more stims than anything. I'm realizing that at this point. I'm just like, I have certain like turns of phrase that I just say to fill silence. Let's put this black in there. To be fair, as like a kid, I would sing 24/7. Like, I was always singing. And then someone would like ask, well, to be fair, I feel like that's part of the reason I feel like I'm pretty okay at singing. It's been a while, I'm out of practice at it, but also I've been singing continuously since I was a small child. So usually people weren't too much like, Liz, you need to stop singing, because I was okay at it. But if people asked me to stop singing, usually I would, and then I would forget about it and just start right back up again. It reminds me of, we were hanging out at a friend's apartment at school, and I was just talking way too loud, and every time I would try to quiet down, I would, and if I started talking about something again, I would forget that I was also trying to be quiet, and so I'd get loud again. It's like, I can only think about one thing at once, guys. I can either think about being quiet, or I can think about what I'm trying to say. And so in the case of the singing, I was usually trying to work on something at the same time. And I could either think about remembering to not sing, or I could think about what I was trying to work on. I have a very one-track mind. I cannot multitask. I can talk about I don't have to think about talking while streaming, though. I can talk about random stuff without thinking about it. If that wasn't obvious. If it wasn't, apparently obvious to you that this is just stream of consciousness. Alright, I am almost, I think, done using up my extra resin. Perfect. Alright. So that looks pretty good. There's maybe a little bit of yellow there. I don't know what I'm going to do with the yellow, though. I could put it in some other little mold. Let's see, what do I want to put it in? Maybe should I do a little crystal, a little seashell? Flower? Let's just do a seashell. I don't think there's enough to do too much more than that. There's not very much yellow here. I'm going to have to do the seashell. Yeah, and this is getting a little viscous. Anyhow, I don't have to come up with none of us have to come up with ideas right now for what something else that I could include with orders. But if someone has an idea at some point, feel free to message me and let me know. I'm always trying to come up with ideas for things. I'm always open to ideas for things. Like if you have ideas for my channel or something you'd like to see in my shop, like the fate dice, I hadn't even thought of those until I had a friend ask about commissions for them. So if you ever have an idea for something that you'd like to see in the shop, feel free to reach out and say, hey, this might be a cool idea. I'm always looking for cool ideas, or even mediocre ideas that then give ideas for more ideas in the future. Alright, let me get all of these lids on. I think we'll be good to go. I think I have air in the compressor. Alright, there's that. Hopefully that has enough resin. Cat hair? Where did that come from? Alright, that has a lot of bubbles. I kind of expect this one to have some sort of gap in it, but we'll see. Alright, that has, I want to spray these down because they have bubbles on the top and I haven't sprayed them yet. But these are thick enough that probably, we'll see how much air rises to the surface on these. But I think that's everything. Like I said, I didn't get around to the D12, but I'll do that one separately on my own time. I have some stuff that I want to put together anyways. This one I do actually push down, and that's because it's slightly different than my other ones, and I have to push it down to actually get it in place. Okay, just set that on top. I have a big bubble here. I'm just gonna pop with that. Oh, I'm curious to see how the Percy dice turn out. We'll see. Oh, there's that one. Throw that on there. This one's fine. It doesn't need to go in the pressure pot. That's empty. I think I need to reorganize. I organized all of my molds off to the side here. Here, I'm going to take these off anyway so I can move this over to the pressure pot and I'll show you. I organized all my molds off to the side here so that they were, like, I could figure out where they all were. You can see here, the ones on the top have the highest numbers on the top, the ones on the bottom here have the highest numbers on the bottom. This is a whole bunch of those Crystal 4 molds that I use as stump molds. This is a weird random D8 that I put with a weird side facing up. But it's making it hard for me to reach the molds in the back. Okay, just a second here. How much air do I have in my air compressor? Okay, let me just fill the air compressor here. Give me just not the air compressor, there, you can come, you watch me put this in the pressure pot. It's not super exciting, but it's part of the process. And so I'm going to fill this up to about, 40 psi? About 40 psi of pressure. So that all of those air bubbles will get squished down and you won't be able to see. What was that? Oh, this. Oh, weird lip. Okay. Put it in place. And I want all of these to be as tight as possible because I don't want any air to escape and I don't want anything to break or anything. I just hand tighten those as far as I can. And I found that I WD-40'd all of the clasps and it really made it a lot easier to close these well. Alright, I'm going to be quiet for just a second because again I'm going to be measuring something and I can't do that and talk at the same time. Alright, that's at 40 psi. Anyways, that's pretty much everything. I'll clean things up a little bit. Oops. I'll clean things up a little bit tomorrow. Just once the resin cures, it's a lot easier to. Fine, that works. It's a lot easier to clean everything up once the resin cures and it's not sticky anymore. So I'll wait until then. But apart from that, I think that's everything for tonight. Here, let me show you a different set of. Before you go, I want to show you one other set of dice that I did recently that I think turned out really cool. They're also a little weird at the moment just because they've been in the tumbler. They're a little It's a little gunky at the moment, but don't mind the random gunk on the side here. Well, I feel like these turned out pretty. Someone mentioned with a different set of dice, melted snow cone. I feel like this is a melted snow cone. Yeah, I really like this set. I feel like they turned out really pretty. I was going for more of a stained glass effect, but I made the colors more light, and so they make me think of melted snow cone. Anyways, I've got all sorts of things polishing. If you want to see other stuff that I've made, you can check out social media, or I have some new stuff up in the shop right now. Feel free to take a look. No pressure to buy anything or anything, but you can go and take a look at what I make. But I think that's everything for tonight. I will be streaming again on Wednesday. More resin stuff, and then next Saturday we'll have a slightly longer stream. It'll probably start a little bit earlier, and the plan is to have a poll of what kind of dice I should make, like colors and stuff. We'll make them on stream, and then we'll have a giveaway for them to celebrate me reaching affiliate on Twitch. So anyways, everyone have a good night, or morning, or whatever time it is for you. And I will hopefully see you guys on Wednesday. Bye!